Hey guys, we're going to be talking about Earth as a system today and the spheres of Earth. So, just take a moment, real quick. I want you to think of some systems that you might be familiar with before we define it. And as a hint, I want you to think about the human body or things you might have learned about in health class. So, hopefully, we jogged your memory there a little bit. So, the definition of a system is an assemblage or combination of things or parts forming a complex or unitary whole. So hopefully maybe you came up with the respiratory system. So to put it more simply, basically a system is a group of independent parts working together as a whole. Maybe you thought of the circulatory system. So now we want to ask, how is Earth a system? And so Earth is a system due to its interacting parts. Those include things that include things such as matter and energy. So let's redefine matter. It's anything that has a mass and takes up space. So based on that definition, are you matter? Yeah, you matter. Energy is simply defined as the ability to do work. So there are two main types of systems. There's what we consider an open system compared to a closed system. So we define an open system as both the matter and the energy are exchanged with the surroundings. So think of this as like this open can. What's inside the can be exchanged, both the matter in the can and the energy, if there were any, could enter or leave the can. Compare that to a closed system where the energy can be exchanged with the surrounding, but the matter cannot. So with the lid on this can, the matter is not coming out of the can itself. Energy, such as solar energy, could still come in and go out, but not the matter. That would be an example of a closed system. So the question is, would you consider Earth as an open or closed system? And the answer is it's sort of a trick question. It can be both. So let's look at the four spheres of Earth, not to be confused with the four branches of Earth science. So the Earth has four spheres: the hydrosphere, atmosphere, geosphere, and biosphere. Let's start with the hydrosphere. Hydro means water. So anytime you hear the word hydro, you should automatically think the water cycle. So that's all the parts of Earth having to do with water. The atmosphere, simply defined, it is the envelope of gases that surrounds a body. I like to use that definition because other planets and some moons even have atmospheres. So in our case, we're considering Earth, but keep in mind other bodies, planets and moons, can also have an atmosphere. Geosphere, you should be able to recall what geo meant, right? That was in the first lesson. Geo, remember, has anything to do with Earth or being rock-like. So the geosphere is the solid part of Earth. Biosphere, bio literally means life. So if or when you take biology, of course, you'll be studying living things. So the biosphere includes all the living things on Earth, and we'll mostly let you save that stuff for biology. So there's also some cycles of Earth. Some of these I'm hoping might be familiar to you. So that includes the nitrogen cycle, carbon cycle, water cycles, the one I'm hoping is familiar, and the phosphorus cycle. So starting with the nitrogen cycle, it does involve all four spheres, meaning the ones we just defined, it does move throughout all four of those spheres. This is particularly important for plant and soil health, which is important to you because I don't know about you, but I like to eat. So this is really important for agriculture and farming. The carbon cycle, of course, this also involves all four spheres. It enters the oceans as a carbon sink, the soil, the atmosphere, and of course the biosphere, living things. We have a lot of carbon in living things. And of course, humans have a large impact on this. You'll notice I've got some awesome pictures of how, humans impact the carbon cycle here. And then, of course, the water cycle, which I'm hoping you've been learning for years now. But we're going to learn it again perhaps in more detail, but we'll, again, come back to this later. And then lastly is the phosphorus cycle. The only sphere it doesn't enter is the atmosphere. So you'll notice in the picture above, those arrows never enter the atmosphere. It stays within the water, the living things, and the ground. It never enters the atmosphere. That's it for today. Another brief lesson for you.